Assalomu alaykum, hurmatli tinglovchilar. Bugungi darsimiz Science. Bugungi reading darsimiz bu Science. Science'da Sponges darsi. Xo'p. Bismillah. What do you think of when you hear the word sponge? You may think of a pink or blue pad used to clean the dishes. That kind of sponge is made by people. A sponge is also an animal. A sponge is an invertebrate that has many cells. Almost, almost, almost all sponges live in oceans. A few live in freshwater streams and lakes again. The orange sponge is the picture lives in Atlantic Ocean of the northeast coast of the United States. Sponges do not have many of the parts that we usually think of as animal parts. Most animals have but adult sponges stay in one place. They are found attached the rocks or other objects at the bottom of the ocean. In fact, for many years, scientists thought sponges were plants. Why do you think they did? The structure of sponge is simple. Its body is full of small holes called pores. The pores are connected to one another by narrow canals. Special cells line the canals inside the sponge. Each cell has a thread-like part that whips back and forth. The movement of these threads send water through the body of the sponge. The water that passes through the sponge contains food and oxygen. Cells inside the sponge break down the food. The oxygen is used to release the energy in the food. Sponges have many different shapes. Some are shaped like cups, some like fans, and others like vases. The shape of the sponge depends on its skeleton. The skeleton is the structure that supports the body of an animal. The skeleton of some sponges is made up of hard material, but other sponges are made up of soft material. This soft skeleton is sometimes used in the home as cleaning sponge or bath sponge. It is usually a light brown or yellowish color, is not the same as the pink or blue sponge made by people. Are many sponges in your home from the skeleton of the animal? Hop. Keyingi hop mavzuyimiz. Hop. Next lesson. Animal with stinging cells. The hydra, jellyfish, and sea anemone are also invertebrates. Like sponges, they do not have a backbone. Hydras live in freshwater ponds and streams. Most jellyfish and sea anemones live in oceans. These animals are more complex than sponges. Their body is shaped like a hollow sack. The sack is open at one end. The hydra uses the opening in two ways. It uses it for taking in food and for getting rid of wastes. The opening is surrounded by one or more rings and tentacles. A tentacle is a long arm-like part. The picture shows a hydra with 6 tentacles around the opening. Hydras and jellyfish use their tentacle to catch small animals for food. Sea anemone catch food in the same way. The tentacle contain many stinging cells. Stinging cell is a special structure used to help capture food. How does stinging cell help capture food? When an animal come close, the stinging cells explode. The explosion pushes tiny poisonous treats into victim. These treats prevent the animal from moving. They may even kill it. The animal is then pushed into the mouth by the tentacle and swallowed. The drawing at the bottom of page 32 shows the Ghidra captures and eats a tiny animal called Daphne. Have you ever walked along a beach? Perhaps you have seen a clear blob floating in water. This blob was jellyfish. Jellyfish may have also washed up on the beach. If you stepped on a jellyfish, it could have given you a painful sting. The Portuguese man of war is an animal similar to jellyfish. It has tentacles or stinging cells. This is one animal that can be dangerous to people. A swimmer can be tangled in the tentacle. The stinging cells can cause painful injury to the swimmer. Next lesson. Worms. Scientists classify worms into three main groups. These groups are flatworms, roundworms, and the segmented worms. The structure of worms is more complex than that of sponges. It is more complex than the structure of animals with stinging cells. The first group of worms is the flatworms. The first group of worms is the flatworms. The flatworm is the simplest type of worm. Some live in streams and ponds. What is the shape of a flatworm's body? A common flatworm found in fresh water is the planarian. There are nerve cells in the head of the planarian. These cells act like a simple brain. Above this brain are two sense organs. An organ is a body part that does a certain job. These two sense organs are called earpods. Earpods can see light. Can you find the earpod on these planarians? Planarians have a very unusual ability. They can regenerate or regrow body parts are missing. For example, if their tail is cut off, planarians grow a new tail. If their head is cut off, a new head will grow. They can also regenerate part of their body. If a cut is made down the center of the head, two heads will grow. Look at the drawings of what these amazing animals can do. Most animals are parasites. Most flatworms are parasites. Most flatworms are parasites. A parasite. Assalamu alaikum. Most flatworms are parasites. A parasite is an animal or plant that depends on and harms another animal or plant. The animal or plant on which a parasite depends is the host. A parasite often depends on hosts for food. The tapeworm is an example of a flatworm that is a parasite. Tapeworms live in digestive system of animals. A digestive system is a group of body parts of breaks down food. A tapeworm does not have its own digestive system. The host animal does the eating and the digesting. The tapeworm takes in digested food through an opening in its body. It uses the host's food. The host loses weight and becomes weak. Some tapeworms may grow as long 9 meters. Okay, the second group of worms is the roundworms. A roundworm is a worm that has a long tube-shaped body with a digestive system. The digestive system is made up of a tube that has an opening at each end. Food is taken in through the mouth opening. Wastes leave through the other opening. The drawing shows is the two openings in the roundworm's body. Most roundworms live in soil, where they eat plant and animal matter. Other roundworms are parasites that live in host animal. Dogs dogs must be treated to get rid roundworms. The third group of worms is the segmented worms. A segmented worm is a worm whose body is divided into segments or sections. The segments look like a series of lightning rings. These segments are clearly shown in the picture of the worms on the next page. Segmented worms are much more complex than flatworms or roundworms. A series of hearts pump blood through the worm's body. The blood travels in a system of closed tubes. Like roundworms, segmented worms have two body openings and a digestive system. The earthworm is the best known segmented worm. Earthworms live inside tunnels in wet soil. Their body structure allows them to move easily through soil. Each segment, except the first and last, has 4 pairs of bristles. A bristle is a stiff, strong hair used for moving. You can see the bristle in the drawing of the earthworm. The earthworm also uses the bristles for clinging to the walls of the tunnels it lives in. Okey do'stlar, xo'p. Saynisdan bitta asosiy mavzuyimiz tugadi. Xo'p. Noqulayliklar uchun uzr so'rayman. Bu mening birinchi darsim. Xo'p. E'tiboringiz uchun rahmat.